What is up, people? Jean Carlos here with the Total Body Training Podcast, where I help people get lean, gain muscle, and build confidence. And this is my client, Sydney. Hey. And today, Sydney, we're doing her client spotlight, and we're talking about how Sydney lost 15 pounds, and she's lost a few inches. You've dropped size, right? And like in your clothing and things like that. So we're going to be talking about how amazing and incredible her progress is right now, and where she's going to be going at over the next 4 months with her weight loss and with her strength training and just with her life in general. So before we get started, today's episode is brought to you by protein. Sydney, what is your favorite kind of protein? And it can be anything. It can be like, I'm not talking about protein powder. It could be protein powder. It could be pork. It could be chicken. It could be bison. What's your favorite kind of protein?
So I have two favorite kinds of proteins. Right. One is my protein powder, which is the SFH, strong, faster, healthier protein. It's the chocolate protein. Okay. And I've gone through about like 10 different kinds of protein, and this is the one that I really love. My other protein option is turkey, ground turkey. So ground turkey is so versatile. I like making turkey tacos. I like making meatballs. I like making all things with turkey, so that has to be my number one.
Yeah, turkey can be good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'd forgotten about turkey. I hadn't eaten turkey in because I ate it too much, for a while, and I'm getting back on there, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, you can get a little fatigued from eating the same type of protein, but turkey, being that it's so versatile, you can switch it up, so you really don't, or I really don't get bored. So sometimes I'll be adventurous and I'll do it in a curry. Other times I'll do it in spaghetti sauce. Other times I'll do it just regular ground turkey.
Yeah. So you're saying there's like a lot of options.
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
That's cool. And we're actually going to talk about that in a few minutes. I forgot about that. We're going to talk about your cooking endeavors because Sydney gets really creative in the kitchen. So we're going to talk about that. So people, like I was saying, Sydney here has lost 15 pounds, and she's lost that in a slow, sustainable way over the last 3 months. And, Sydney, do you want to kind of share a little bit about what that's done for you? Have people noticed the differences in your body?
Yeah, so like he said, I've lost 15 pounds. And also, it's made me feel better about myself, mentally, physically, any type of way. I feel healthier. Other people have noticed my weight loss journey. I feel stronger when I'm weightlifting. I feel better. Although it hasn't been as great, or I shouldn't say as great, but it hasn't been a huge amount of weight loss, I still feel like I'm making a lot of progress, and it just keeps me going.
Yeah, and so I'm going to point out a few things there. I mean, Sydney does have more energy. I can definitely see that when you're working out and you seem like you're not getting as fatigued. Would you say that's what's happening?
Yeah.
Like during our workouts and class and things like that. And it's really awesome and inspiring to see that. And part of the reason why Sydney has had the progress that she's had is because she's been committed to her plan, and she's been committed to coming in as consistently as she can, given that she has a life and a full-time job and things like that, but also just her commitment to also making sure that she's eating well and asking questions about her nutrition, making sure to mix things up with what she's doing is really the reason why she succeeded. So, that being said, Sydney, tell us a little bit more. There was a little part there where you said, that it might not be the huge weight loss that people would expect, right? Mm-hmm. What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is that when I first started this program, I kind of had the mentality that I was going to lose, maybe 30 pounds, kind of like those diets that you see on the magazine covers, lose 30 pounds in 10 days or something drastic like that. So I had this mentality at first that, I'm going to lose 30 pounds after these 3 months. Because I've seen other people on social media they've done these 1 month challenge and they lost 10 pounds. So I kind of thought and put myself in that perspective, I'm going to lose a substantial amount of weight. But going through it, I kind of realized that my body is different, and this is, I may lose weight differently than other people, and I may, just react differently as far as the whole weight loss journey. And so I kind of just accepted that I am happy with, you know, my 15 pounds that I have lost within these 3 months, because it just makes me feel like a brand new person. I know 15 pounds isn't, some may not think that's a lot, but thinking of like lifting a 15 dumbbell, that does kind of weigh a lot. So
yeah, it does. People don't have perspective, because sometimes you turn on Instagram and you see somebody who's lost 60 pounds, which we've had people who've lost 60 pounds, and you just think like, oh, why didn't that person lose that yet? It's like, it's very easy, I think, for people to point out what's wrong instead of pointing out what's going right. And you've been able to, the fact remains that you've lost that in a slow, sustainable way. For Sydney and for her weight, what she should be losing is between 0.5 and 1.5 pounds a week, based on like the plans that we use. Now, some other people lose weight quicker ways. You can do water cuts. You can, do salt. You can, ditch salt from your diet to lose water weight. There's all sorts of methods that people use to lose weight. What we wanted to do was go a slow, sustainable route. And so I believe that that's going to leave you with more energy instead of starving yourself. And also the chances you'll have of gaining all that weight back are much lower than if you were to kind of like crash diet to get to there. Did you try any crash diets before this?
I tried one, which I don't know if it really is a crash diet or not. I tried to do the Whole30, but I couldn't complete the Whole30 because I was just, I really had to cut a lot of things out of my everyday diet. Yeah. So, sorry. And so that, I just knew that didn't work for me. So I think with this diet plan, you don't have to, yes, you do have to eventually cut, but at the beginning, you just have to, you can fit it to your everyday lifestyle. Yeah,
it's something, we're not like carb phobic. We have carbs, we have bread, all sorts of stuff. So it's not like you're, you can't have fries and potato chips every day, but like, there's a way to make it fit. And so we do that. And so I think that's a lot more easy to kind of like follow up with. So have your friends and family been telling you anything about what they've seen with you, like physically?
Yeah. So my friends, family, and coworkers have been telling me that I look a lot thinner than what I have looked before. They say I look a lot stronger. And they also say I look a lot like I have a glow to me, which is kind of strange, but they say that just overall I look like a better person.
Like your skin? Is that what they mean?
So.
Yeah, and that's probably because you're not eating so much processed stuff. Yeah. So when you eat that stuff, it like clogs up your, from what I understand, I think it's not as great for your skin. Yeah. I know that like if this is just me personally, this is off the books, like don't quote me on this scientifically, but when I eat like a lot of like refined sugars and carbs, I break out. Or if I eat like a lot of fats that aren't healthy fats. So like if I eat candy bars or something like that, I'll wake up and I'll have pimples along here, if I do that. So did you had those kinds of experiences?
I did have those kind of experiences. Also with this program, it kind of put into perspective what these bad foods were doing to my body. So when we did have our cheat days, immediately after eating whatever cheat meal that I had, I immediately felt it, and I felt so bad. My stomach started to hurt immediately. The next day, if I was to have a soda at that meal, I would just have, start breaking out. Like you said, you can tell when you eat these refined sugars that they just automatically show on your skin. And so I just felt like complete crap. So
it's funny. People will do things like detoxes and they'll cut out like refined stuff to like lose weight, and then go back to eating exactly how they were, but they never pay attention to how they're actually feeling. And so I think that if a lot of people just stopped and they tried eating clean for a while and then stopped eating clean and listened to their body the way that you have, they'd recognize, man, maybe I don't want to have like all these things in my body all the time, or maybe I just want to eat them on a special occasion. So something else that I think has really helped Sydney is the fact that you have been really interested in finding cool recipes and kind of playing with your diet. What are some of your favorite things that you've cooked?
So one of my favorite things that I've cooked was my orange chicken teriyaki. And so you had posted on Instagram that you buy this orange teriyaki sauce. And so at the beginning, I would eat a lot of chicken, and I was getting really bored with it to the point where I wasn't enjoying my meals.
Yeah.
So I just added that orange teriyaki, and it completely changed the way chicken tasted for me. It was flavorful, and I really enjoyed that. That's one thing that I've made. Another thing that I've made is spaghetti. I found a spaghetti sauce that was compliant with our meal plan, and I made the turkey meatballs. And I used, instead of using regular noodles, I used zucchini noodles, and I also put some broccoli in there. So I'll just add a vegetable to spice it up. They were just regular meals, but just adding more vegetable and more texture and colors to it, I think just made it more interesting and more enjoyable to eat.
Yeah, and the point here being that eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. Mm-hmm. You can do a lot of cool things to make your food taste better. And I don't remember if you had said this, but other people had even said that they felt like they were eating food that was even a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Because they were actually experimenting. Do you feel that way?
I do. I tried to look for different recipes that could, make this a fun experience so that I wouldn't get bored with what I was eating. And especially because you meal prep and you try and do things that are the same, so you're eating the same meal for 3 or 4, maybe 7 days, and so you really it really becomes interesting when you find those cool, fun recipes to where your food isn't so boring.
Yeah, and the thing is these are like little tiny things you can do, because that's just a sauce. You probably seasoned your chicken and things like that.
Yeah.
You don't have to do some crazy recipe that you found on Food Network that takes like an hour, just to put all the seasonings on there. There's like little things you can do to make your life easier, I mean, those sauces, they're not made from scratch, but they make the process of you making your food easier. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't have to be this super time consuming thing.
Yeah.
Making your food taste good.
Exactly.
Awesome. So how are you feeling right now with your strength training?
With my strength training, I'm feeling a lot stronger. Especially with conditioning too, but with strength training, I feel like I can lift more. I'm not as tired as I am after my first set, second set, third set even, especially on Tuesdays when we do 5 sets of squats. I find that I still have energy, whereas before I was struggling to even complete those 5 sets and then the rest of the workout. So I feel that my strength I've gotten a lot stronger. My endurance has increased a lot. Mm-hmm. And also I feel like, I feel like overall for my strength training, it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Now that I've been eating cleaner.
Yes, that'll definitely be the case, because you're giving yourself the fuel that you need to build the muscle and cut weight and stuff in a way that's appropriate. So I guess the next thing would be talking about your mental clarity. You mentioned a little bit that you feel better. Is any of that like up here? Like, are you feeling clearer in your mind, or do you feel like you're about the same? If not, you just say how you feel.
I think depending on, what day of the week it is, I find that I find it easier to wake up in the morning. So after I've gotten my night's rest, even sometimes if I'm doing well and doing what I'm doing, if I go to sleep very late and then have to wake up super early in the morning, I find that I'm not as tired as I normally would be. I just mentally, sometimes it is a little challenging, especially with our cuts. I do find some of the brain fog that you were talking about, and having that having the ability to focus on certain things is kind of challenging. But overall, I feel like my endorphins have shot up, and so I'm a lot, my mind is a lot clearer, I'm a lot happier, so
That's
I think
awesome.
it's helped a lot.
And, you mentioned a little bit about your endorphins. Now, I know you have some things going on with like hormonally. Could you speak to that a little bit and how that might play a role here? Yeah.
So I think it's been about 3 years. I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. And so once I got on the medicine, I started to gain a lot of weight. It did fluctuate. Having a thyroid issue does fluctuate your hormones. So sometimes before I was diagnosed, I was very angry. And then after I was diagnosed, I did feel okay. But I did start to gain a lot of weight once I got put onto my medication. I am in remission now, but going with this program and also doing the strength training, I was kind of hesitant to even start here at TBT. I remember we had that conversation. Yeah. But it's helped as far as, just keeping my hormones at bay, or I should say balanced. Yeah. And with the diet too, it hasn't, I was kind of skeptical because I thought maybe, because you hear about all these crash diets and how they can how they can interact with your hormones and kind of make you angry, or just not make you unbalanced.
Yes.
And make your hormones unbalanced. And so, being that I've been on this diet for 3 months, I haven't seen any of those negative reactions that I was thinking that would happen. And so it's kind of worked hand in hand with my the balance of my hormones.
Yeah, so you feel that it's actually helped you, like the strength training and the dieting has kind of helped you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that tends to be, it's more common than people would think. For whatever reason, having thyroid issues has been an issue very recently, and I've had many people kind of come and be scared about that. But I think when you're eating a balanced diet and when you're doing exercise, it can really make a huge difference. So
yeah,
that's awesome. So where do you see yourself? Oh, I should say this is about, I would say, your halfway point with where you want to be weight loss wise. Mm-hmm. Okay, what are you looking for in terms of your body? Where do you want to be at in the next 3 months?
So in the next
4 months. 4 months, yeah.
Yeah. In the next 4 months, I definitely want to continue on this weight loss program.
Yeah.
Like you said, I am halfway through it. And so at the end of these next upcoming 4 months, I do want to be 30 pounds down from where I started. And I don't want to do it to be super skinny. I don't want to do it to fit into a size 4, because I probably will never fit into a size 4. I want to do it to feel better about myself and to know that I'm at a happy weight, a healthy weight, and also that I look good, especially being that I'm so young. So
yeah. How old are you again?
I am 22, about to be 23.
Yeah, geez, I always forget how young you are. Yeah. I mean, catching it at that age is so awesome because it's something that you can carry with you into your later years if you can manage it right now.
Yeah.
Because there are so many temptations when you're 22. Yeah. It's like party and like do all this stuff, and I mean, I think it's awesome that you're able to kind of manage your health and your diet and get that all disciplined, and also having a healthy perspective about what your body can look like or what you'd like it to look like is really important, with body image being what it is nowadays, with there being so many things that tell you like, oh, you need to be super skinny, or oh, like you know what I'm saying, like with body images being what they are. So I think it's awesome that you kind of know what you want to do and that you're going for it. So by that point, by 4 months, you'll have lost about 30 pounds. That's around where we want to be.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, Sydney. So we're going to go into just random question zone. We're going to go into lightning round, rapid fire. I don't know what to call this yet. So we're just going to ask Sydney some random questions about her so y'all can get to know her. And I'm just going to pick them off the top of my head. Some of them are some that I'm just thinking of right now. And then some of them are some that we ask here all the time. All right, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
You want to do that again?
Coffee.
Okay, how do you have your coffee? Like, I mean, it can be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have it with a little bit of cream. I have found that I do like black coffee. I appreciate a good dark black coffee.
Yeah.
But I definitely love my coffee with a little bit of cream and cinnamon.
Yeah, the cinnamon is what's up. Like, I've been doing that lately. It's really good for you. Supposedly it helps with your blood sugar. I don't know why, but
I didn't know that, but it does make it a little bit sweeter. So if the beans are too burnt and you're not really excited about burnt coffee, then adding a little bit of cinnamon kind of replaces the sugar that you need to add in your coffee.
Do you have a specific brand of coffee that you like, or like a place you like to get coffee at?
No, Not really.
Okay.
So I do like the medium to darker roast coffees, but no specific. I think as long as it's not, if I don't go to one of those coffee presses that people, just put random coffees in, I think it'll be, it's fine with me.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So you like, you're not super picky, but you like your dark. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Ooh. Cheat meal. So since we've been talking about healthy stuff, let's hear a cheat meal. Like if you were to have a cheat meal, what are you going to have for your next cheat meal? Because you're going into, do you know? Because you're going to go into a maintenance phase
I have
soon.
no idea. Oh, Fiesta's coming up.
Okay.
So I am saving. So I think within our maintenance phase, we get four cheat meals. I'm definitely saving that for one weekend because I will be having gorditas. I'll be having chalupas, chicken on a stick, anything you can think of.
Yeah.
And drinks too. So definitely saving my cheat meal for then.
Okay. Good deal. All right. Yeah, gorditas. Those are good.
They are. They're not good for you, but they are.
No, the name is not good.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's going to be your cheat meal, your next cheat meal. All right. Salty or sweet? If you do something that's a cheat.
Probably salty.
Salty, and what would that be?
Hot Cheetos.
Really?
I don't know why.
I wasn't expecting that.
Hot Cheetos.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's talk about TV. Are you watching anything right now?
I am watching a lot of shows.
Okay. All right. Give us 3 that you like right now.
So one is Jane the Virgin. It's like an English novella. Another one, Jersey Shore just recently came back, so I'm watching
with the original
that.
cast.
Yeah, except for Sammy. Sammy's not on there, but Jersey Shore is one, and then RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay, cool. RuPaul was on Broad City. I don't know if you've seen that show.
No,
he was on there. Can I say he in this situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that's appropriate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. RuPaul was on Broad City. Random fact. Good show. Awesome. All right. Next thing: sumo deadlift or conventional deadlift?
Sumo.
Sumo deadlift. Final question: what is your favorite strength training movement to do?
Oh, okay. That one came out of nowhere.
I could ask it a different way. I could say, which one do you least dislike doing?
I would probably say, I guess deadlifts.
Deadlifts, yeah.
Yeah.
So sumo?
Most likely sumo.
Okay. Awesome.
I don't mind conventional, but out of the two, I prefer sumo.
Yeah, you get that hammy work.
Yeah.
Quad leg work, yeah. Awesome. All right, people. This is it for this episode of the Client Spotlight Total Body Training Podcast. Thank you so much, Sydney, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and could we talk to you again in about 3 or 4 months to see where your progress is?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Sydney. Until next time, peace.